What if I told you there's a place where people live under waterfalls, travel through underwater tunnels, and use sheep to map their islands? Welcome to the Faroe Islands, a land where the impossible becomes everyday reality. In this video, we'll take you on a journey to this hidden paradise and show you how the Faroes have turned their challenging environment into a unique and thriving home. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. As we go further into the Faroe Islands, one community in particular jumps out as evidence of the exceptional harmony that exists between tradition and modernity. Think about a location where you would rather mow your roof than replace the shingles. Living under a roaring waterfall, people of Gásadalur have perfected the skill of coexisting with the natural world. Faroe's buildings are marvels of ecological architecture, with their characteristic grass roofs fulfilling several functions. Not only do these living rooftops look good, but they also act as superb weather barriers, keeping dwellings cool in the summer and warm in the winter. In addition to blending in perfectly with the surroundings, the grass-covered roofs produce a gorgeous image that almost appears too ideal to be true. Living next to a huge waterfall in Gásadalur has influenced the town's architecture and way of life. The houses here are designed to endure the intermittent wrath of nature and the continuous mist. These buildings are supported by thick stone walls that are made to withstand weather and time. In addition to serving as insulators, the grass roofs also function as a natural cooling system, regulating temperature in concert with the neighboring waterfall. Living near such a strong natural force has its own set of difficulties. Wintertime brings lower temperatures and the possibility of partial freezing of the waterfall, so locals must stay cautious. Although magnificent, this natural show may be dangerous for nearby properties. Homeowners make sure their walls and roofs are strong enough to resist natural disasters on a regular basis, especially during the frequent storms in this region of the world. The Faroes have developed creative strategies for adapting in spite of these difficulties. Their dwellings are the ideal fusion of traditional knowledge and contemporary comfort. You might be shocked to discover that these grass-roofed homes have all the conveniences of modern living inside. Modern appliances, cozy furnishings, and fast internet coexist with more traditional features to create a one-of-a-kind living space that seamlessly blends the old and the new. The upkeep of these houses is evidence of the Faroes people's dedication to maintaining their traditional culture. Locals take great pride in maintaining their grass roofs, which call for constant care. People mowing their roofs are a common sight, and it often takes visitors off guard. This upkeep is a link to centuries of custom and a way of life that has supported generations, not just a duty. Gásadalur village itself is a study in adaptability and resiliency. Once among the Faroe Islands' most remote communities, it has welcomed development while clinging to its essential character. When a tunnel connecting Gásadalur to the rest of Vágar Island was built in 2004, it presented both fresh opportunities and difficulties. Nonetheless, the village's character has not altered, with its houses proudly facing the waterfall. Faroese flexibility is best shown on land by their grass-roofed dwellings, but beneath the waters lies an even more amazing architectural achievement. Suppose there were roundabouts in the deep ocean instead of on city streets. Welcome to the undersea network of the Faroe Islands. Connecting the settlements of the dispersed archipelago of the Faroe Islands in the North Atlantic presents special obstacles. The islands are separated by hazardous waterways and severe weather, making ordinary modes of transit inadequate in many cases. Discover the undersea tunnel system, an engineering marvel of the modern era that is revolutionizing living in this isolated country. Located at the center of this underwater network is the Norøy Tunnel, which is a remarkable example of Faroe's perseverance and inventiveness. This tunnel, which links the islands of Borø and Eysturoy, descends more than 200 meters below sea level, housing one of the deepest underwater roundabouts in the entire world. It is quite amazing that such a structure could be built under such difficult circumstances. Not only are these underwater passageways amazing feats of engineering, but they also serve as vital links that bring the dispersed Faroe Islands inhabitants together. Imagine spending a few minutes traveling via an underwater tunnel, waking up on one island, and then arriving at work on another. For many Faroe citizens, this is the new normal, one that drastically changes their everyday routines and broadens their horizons. These tunnels have an impact that goes well beyond practicality. They now operate as catalysts for cross-cultural dialogue, opening up formerly closed societies to more interaction. Nowadays, people from different islands share experiences such as festivals, athletic activities, and social gatherings, which strengthens the sense of national identity and solidarity. The underwater links have revolutionized the economy. Previously isolated islands are becoming essential components of a more integrated economic system. Companies may reach a larger audience, and employees can choose from a larger pool of available jobs. Because more islands can be easily explored by tourists, the tourism sector has also profited. Emergency services have also benefited greatly from the tunnels. Especially in the area of medicine, tremendous advancements have been made. Smaller island residents now have speedier access to specialized medical facilities and hospitals, which could save lives in dire circumstances. But creating and maintaining these underwater wonders presents its own set of difficulties. Modern technology and unwavering attention to detail are necessary to assure safety in the hostile underwater environment and extreme pressures found at such depths. Rising to the challenge, the Faroes have gained international recognition for their expertise in underwater building and maintenance. The Faroe Islands are confronted with a conundrum as they grow increasingly connected. Some of America's oldest traditions may be eroding as a result of the very innovations that are drawing the country closer together. The Faroes are questioning themselves. What does it mean to be Faroes in the 21st century, in light of anything from the contentious whaling habit to the dying art form of chain dancing? The act of whaling, or grinded drap, which has been ingrained in Faroes culture for millennia, is at the center of this cultural conflict. Herding pilot whales and dolphins into shallow seas is the practice that has allowed the population to flourish for many generations. Proponents argue that it is an essential, non-commercial, sustainable method of producing food in an area with few options for agriculture. They contend that sharing the meat among the community members and that hunting is fundamental to their way of life. Nonetheless, the grinded drap has drawn close attention from around the world. Critics draw attention to the numerous animals that are killed during hunts, as well as the cruel techniques employed. A 2021 event that resulted in the killing of more than 1,400 dolphins in a single day caused indignation throughout the world and elevated the practice to a prominent position. Health worries about high mercury levels in whale meat have added to the dispute, prompting local officials to recommend minimizing eating of whale meat, even among the Faroes population. The controversy surrounding whaling is only one facet of the larger issues that confront Faroes culture. Gender inequality is a noteworthy concern, as roughly 52% of the population is male and 48% is female. The main causes of this discrepancy are historical and societal ones, especially in fields where men have historically been needed, including building and fishing, because so many Faroes women left the islands in search of better chances. A bigger proportion of men now live there. Unexpectedly, there is a shift in the population as a result of this imbalance. The Faroe Islands' demographic landscape is changing due to an inflow of Asian women, especially from Thailand and the Philippines. Due in part to local initiatives and international matching, this movement has added a new dimension of cultural richness to the islands. The end product is an intriguing fusion of Asian and Viking customs that has greatly enhanced the local way of life in ways that were unthinkable only a few decades ago. The increasing diversity of the Faroes population presents new obstacles for the traditional ways of life. An ancient storytelling and social cohesion tool, the Faroes' chain dance is finding it difficult to survive in contemporary culture. The ancient songs that constitute the core of this tradition are less likely to be learned by younger generations, who are more impacted by global culture. This prompts worries about the possible loss of the language, history, and cultural identity that the dance represents in addition to the dance itself. The Faroe Islands' larger cultural problems are poignantly metaphorically represented by the chain dance. According to a local, the chain dance connects the Faroes to their rich past, yet struggles to find a secure place in the future. This statement captures the conflict that exists in many facets of Faroes' life between maintaining traditional traditions and adjusting to contemporary forces. The Faroe Islands are a secret paradise with a distinctive environment created by human ingenuity and the elements. This archipelago is extremely unique, with grass-roofed homes, underwater tunnels, and a way of life that is closely linked to the nature. The islands draw visitors looking for unique experiences because of their stunning views, which include anything from gushing waterfalls to the captivating northern lights. As we've seen, the Faroese people have come up with creative solutions to embrace contemporary difficulties and maintain their traditions. Their strategy for adapting and preserving culture offers insightful insights for a world growing more interconnected by the day. The islands are at a crossroads between tradition and progress due to issues ranging from the contentious whaling activities to the shifting population. Still unanswered is this: may this remote archipelago offer more than first glance? How will distinctive societies like the Faroe Islands preserve their uniqueness while changing with the times as the world grows increasingly interconnected?